and welcome back to another episode of Outcasts 2 Icons with me, a man on the edge. If you have been enjoying this series up to this point, hey, just go down and just slap the like button, just tickle it. Good things happen. So, today, we're starting on the page of Benjamin Cabrera, our 26-year-old Spanish left-back. Honestly, I had high hopes for him when we first found him, and then when I actually brought him in and I saw the sort of qualities that he had relative to the others, I was a little bit less impressed, but we did get him relatively cheap. But I've got to say, he has probably been one of our standout performers this season, and that is saying something, because it makes me think that upgrades in this position could really rejuvenate this team. He's got 11 assists overall this season, 9 of which have been in the league. Got that 1 goal as well in there too, which is about right. 3 man of the match awards as well. He only has 7 crossing, and I would say all 9 of his goals, or 9 of his assists in the league have come from crosses. So imagine if we could get a guy that has much better crossing, but does the same kind of things as Benjamin Cabrera. I feel like that could really step this team up. But it's just nice to see him. He's probably been, of the players that start regularly for us, our best player this season, and that's weird to say. In other news, the board are devastated. Yeah, that's right. They're being a bit dramatic, I realise. That we are not maintaining our status as the best youth academy in the country. I don't really know what that has to do with me, because I literally went in and I asked them if we could upgrade the youth recruitment and upgrade the youth training, the youth facilities, and they said no. What do you want from me then? Like, seriously? Is it because the youth team aren't actually winning the league at the moment? They're up there, but they're not winning it. Is that really why they're so devastated? Bizarre, considering we've actually brought through some excellent talent in the last couple of years. It's just, they're not always going to win the league. That's the only thing I can assume it is. Or it's just the board starting to get their silliness hat on. Anyway, today, final 4 games of the season, we're in an incredible spot. Let's just move on to this page so you can see. 61 points. I wanted, what was it? I said 55 to 57 points. Well, we've gone above and beyond that to 61 with 4 games to spare. The situation is simple. We're 10 points above Samp. I think a win in our one win would see us guarantee ourselves 7th spot and Europa Conference League. I still feel like with the fact that our gap to Cagliari is so big, we can really push and get Europa League this year. But you just have to. The run-in we've got, for those of you who may have missed the last episode, we have a run-in where we will face, oh God, who is it? Obviously Torino, Salernitana, Bologna, and Fiorentina. 12th, 13th, 14th, 17th. That's our run-in. We could win all 4 of them. I don't think we will, but I think there's enough in there to allow us to give at least a battle to get that 5th or 6th spot. I think we'll have the advantage over Roma potentially, just because they'll have potentially tougher fixtures too. And you never know. If Napoli were to drop some points, we'd be right there waiting for them. Pavlic, unfortunately, is suspended again. 17 yellow cards this season. The man is a yellow card magnet, but it does definitely help us still in terms of the way he plays. So I'm actually okay with him doing that and getting the occasional suspension. It's not a big deal to me. However, that means we are going to have to make changes. I'm going to do a selection advice and then switch things around myself. Make that switch standard back to where it goes. Kudus, no. Mr. 5 tackling is not playing as our ball-winning midfielder. I'm sorry. This is one of the annoying situations. Without Milivojev, sadly, you do find yourselves in a bit of a pickle in these sort of situations. So let's actually see who's got. I mean, it's not good, is it? I say that, and I think Kudus might actually end up having to play there just due to our sheer lack of players at the moment. Like, Milivojev, sadly, is injured, which means he can't play in there. So, yeah, not ideal. Siggy Jonsson was also in the Italian Serie A Team of the Month, which is something I wouldn't have expected about 6 months ago. Okay. They play a similar shape to that which Milan did in the last game, so I'll probably make the same. I'll give it 20 minutes, and I'll make the same change again that I did against Milan if it was purely down to shape. This is a big moment for us. If we could come through, I mean, we've been on an incredible run. The fact that we got through the Milan game and actually pulled a win out there as well to make it 8 in a row is nuts. And that then gave us the right to come into this spell of fixtures in probably the best form that Sassuolo might have seen since being in the top flight of Italian football. Bear in mind, their best ever finish is 6th place, I believe. And right now, we occupy 5th. So, it's exciting times. We're playing in blue today. So I don't know if you guys have heard. Serie A have banned green kits from next season. Sassuolo just sat there like, and I feel personally attacked. I don't know how they're going to rectify that particular situation when the club's literal colours are green and black. But okay, we'll see how that one works out for us. But for now, we're playing in a bit of blue. Conceição with the ball in, gets it blocked. Lovely. I really like the ad boards. They look really good. That's a good ball as well. Cangiano, we fell behind in the last game. Let's not do it again, chaps? Oh, Salas is in. He's gone for the Rabona cross. And whoa, Roma take the lead in their game. They're the team we're basically battling with at the moment for this spot. Oh, okay. Moscatelli going long. Siggy Jonsson might. I don't know how he's won that. Guardo makes the running behind. He'll probably just get the shot away. Who he might still. Near post. Good work again from Marco Guardo. Clips over the top. That must be offside. Good save from Moscatelli, and it wasn't offside. It's actually been a fairly strong start from Torino. We're going to have to sort of get a foothold in this game at the moment because we're not really doing it just yet. Quarto's header, and it's just wide. He's looked very dangerous so far, to be fair, though. It's one of these games where the first half I'm not seeing much from us, but we've been in this position an extraordinary amount of times to the point where, oh, dearie me, that's just poor, where I feel like we're definitely not out of this by any means, even if we were to fall a goal down, which I'd really rather we didn't, to be fair. And yeah, that's relatively straightforward stuff from Moscatelli. They haven't had any real gilt-edged chances, to be fair, Torino, so it doesn't bother me too much, and hopefully with just a bit of a shouting out at half-time, we can hopefully come out here with a fresh attitude in the second period and find a bit more success here, as Quarto is easily brought down, then that's surely going to be a yellow card. Half-time, fairly poor from us. We do need to stick it out a little bit and hopefully figure something out in the second period. Although apparently we're still playing better average rating-wise somehow. What I would also like to point out is that Jorginho, no matter when he plays, he always seems to do very, very well, performance-wise. Like, his average ratings are always excellent when he plays in this team, and it makes me think that he definitely could win a place if he carries on doing this. So it's exciting to see just players doing that sometimes. Skov Olsen, he's through! Skov Olsen! And it's tipped over the crossbar. Marcus Paulo. Goes to the back post. Nicholas Fans! Good for such Nicholas Fans! Good save. Better. We just need one of those clearances to fall to one of our players, really. That seems to be the problem. Really? You have so much time and you've just given them a corner. We better not concede from this corner now, mate, because that will be all on you, buddy. Right, come on. Simple defending here. Clearance. Right, go. Marco, get on it. You've got support. You've got a player in front of you. Use him. Please use him. For the love of God, use the striker. There's a reason we have it on dribble less often, Marco. And Langliotti's in. And, well, if he'd have just passed that ball earlier, we might have had a chance there, but he just didn't. Well, it is looking like it's going to be a 0-0 here. We will remain unbeaten, which is a good sign. But, I don't know, maybe if Quarto passes the ball there, it's just an outside shot of some magic, and there it is, full-time. Torino 0, Sassuolo 0. I don't think we really deserved anything. Second half, we got a little bit better. Sort of worked our way back into the game slightly. Again, the defenders did a great job, really, but nobody... And Kudus actually had a pretty good game in ball-winning midfield, but nothing else really worked around him. And sometimes that stuff does matter. So a 0-0 draw, we remain unbeaten. We're still well in the hunt, and I think we were fortunate to get that point, to be fair. So we'll have to see. Coming up, a couple of games off camera, I'm back for the final game of the season, which I think is against Salernitana. Right then, guys, we're back. Our first game was against Fiorentina. We won 1-0 through a Marco Quarto goal. Annoyingly, I've clicked off of the highlight, and now I can't get it to show you the bloody goal. And that's really annoying. So that is kind of annoying, but nevertheless, Emerson got the ball on the right-hand side. I'll just explain it to you. Whips it across. Marco Quarto gets across the goalkeeper, takes it past him, slots it into the bottom corner for a comfortable 1-0 victory against Fiorentina, which we really needed. Next up, though, we were at home against Bologna. An early goal here, headed off for Uriarte. Kudus puts it in for 1-0, and this actually moved us ahead of Napoli. Ahead of them and into fourth place as they'd fallen behind at home against Lazio, who are of course the champions. Unfortunately though, Billy getting the equaliser for Bologna on half an hour gave us still a chance, and I figured if we can just keep this tight and get in there with the last game of the season, we could maybe have something. But then this absolute rocket from Alaman made it 2-1 to Bologna. Very, very frustrating. I think it was one of those, it's an even, but like I said, as I've said all season, it swings and roundabouts. Like, it was a very even game, which we didn't quite come out on the right side of. We just sort of faded away a little bit in this game, and Bologna came back at us, so disappointing to lose this one. Pavlich was actually very good, but couldn't prevent them from getting it, and unfortunately, a late equaliser for Napoli, meant that we then fell back to 3 points behind them, and annoyingly have now no chance at that outside shot at Champions League football. But that leaves the league looking like this. We have finished 5th in the end. 4 points clear of Roma, 3 points behind Napoli. As a result of the head-to-head against them, we could not possibly overtake them. But God, when we went in front in that last game, early days, playing well, and then I saw that they'd gone behind. We had actually leapfrogged them. We went to 68, they went to 67. And I genuinely feel if we'd been able to just stay there, I think we could have kept it. Who would Napoli play? As Napoli had Inter on the final day as well. Even a point in that last game would have been enough for us to maybe sneak into Europe. Well, into Europe. We're in the Europa League anyway, which is going to be phenomenal. 17 million is the transfer budget, so it's not massive, but I think I can still move some stuff around. I'm going to try and get rid of Carlo Volpes because he's just not... He doesn't want to be here, and he's not really found a way into the team this year, so we should be able to get a decent amount of money for him to be working with. And I know some areas that I want to strengthen, so we'll definitely be talking a lot more about that, though, in the analysis video tomorrow. Obviously, we're going to go and have a look at the other leagues, too. I noticed that Cabrera is actually the second highest rating in the league. I didn't realise it was as high as that, but he has done spectacularly. Pavlich is going to be suspended again, though, after picking up his 19th yellow card of the season. I love him, but Jesus, Dinko, just chill a bit. But for today, we are going to be missing a few people, unfortunately. Now, I was going to make some changes anyway, on account of it's the final day of the season and there's nothing to really play for us. So I want to give some other guys a little bit of a chance today. And you can see that we're going to be missing Constantinu, Pavlich, Quarto, Siggy Jonsson as well. So changes are going to have to be made anyway, and I intend to. So Lebert will come in. Cesar on the left-hand side, is that really what I want? I think I'd rather have Marcus Paulo there, if I'm honest. I think we'll do that. Lombardo will come in on the left-hand side here. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. You can definitely see where this team needs to be strengthened, I feel like, in the summer. I feel like looking at a wide playmaker is definitely a good idea. This left-hand side, it's worked well with Skov Olsen for the past few games. That's good, but he's not exactly a spring chicken. He ain't going to be here forever. I do want to find a Mez that suits. I feel like Kudus is good as a Mez, but I prefer him up here. But then, obviously, he's behind Quarto. And again, he's one of the sort of players that is phasing out the team likely in the next few seasons. So I want a really strong Mez that can drive us forward. And I feel like fullbacks are another area that we could do with just a little bit more quality, perhaps. Although Emerson's done okay, but again, 33 years old, he's not going to be here forever. Right, so it's this system again. Okay, interesting. Let's go. Not really expecting much from the lads, given that there is a decent amount of changes in this squad. But it'd be nice to see how Max Lebert does with a full start from the very beginning of a game. He's been doing well in training now that he's back from his injury. So he's definitely an exciting prospect, and I really like having him around the club. He feels like a much more capable backup than Bianco in a way, just on account of the fact that we were able to make £15 million by moving that money around and getting him instead of Bianco. And he does seem to be like a good worker that's going to hopefully find some form. But the thing is, with Siggy Johnson getting injured so rarely, he's found very few opportunities in games, and on account of the fact as well that Siggy Johnson very rarely, because of his high natural fitness and whatnot and stamina, very rarely has to come off as a substitute either, as Kudus is in as well. Really good start from the lads inside the first 2 minutes here. Be nice to finish with a win to get us to 68 points. We've already hit now, by coming fifth, our best ever, and by that I mean Sassuolo's best ever league finish in Serie A, which is not bad for our first full season in charge. Certainly more than I expected from us. I figured that we'd be, aiming for the top half, doing our thing, but right now we've been phenomenal. And up until that Bologna game, we had 9 wins in 10 games and drew the other one. So we took 28 points from a possible 30 in that little spell, and it really has just rocketed us up the league. Haven't looked quite as good in this recording session, sadly, but that's just how things go, isn't it? Lombardo. Some nice football here being played on the edge of the area, though. Really pushing Salernitana back here. Lombardo, round the side for Kudus. He's going to get another shot away, and surely, and it's wide. I feel like if we can get in front here, we should be able to hold it with the strong defence that we have picked up lately. Although Milivojevic in midfield often... He does a bloody good job there, in fairness. Ball through, and it's all the way into the box, and at the back post, Marcus Paulo, we deserve that. 25 minutes on the clock. Paulo gives us the lead, and we have the lead, away, obviously, because I just said that, away at Salernitana, and that is exactly what we needed. Come on! Really, really important goal, that, for us. Just to give ourselves the lead. We're looking pretty composed here. Certainly a lot better than we did against Bologna, but maybe it's a bit of a response to that. Some of the new guys trying to prove themselves. A great ball through. I don't know how that gets through all the crowd of bodies, but it doesn't matter, because Marcus Paulo slots it home for 1-0. Inter have just taken the lead against Napoli. We are literally, as things stand, going to finish level on points for 4th place and lose a Champions League spot on head-to-head. And the worst thing about it is, if we'd have just drawn the last game at home to Bologna and not given away that long shot and just, those little tiny marginal things potentially could have just cost us Champions League football this year. And honestly, I didn't think it was going to be that bad, because I didn't expect that Napoli were going to be playing away at Inter on the final day of the season. I thought Lazio was our chance, but it turns out it wasn't. And the fact that we balls that up is just awful, really. Lombardo down the right-hand side. Can he whip another good ball? And he does. Marcus Paulo's there, and it's headed over the crossbar. But I suppose at the end of the day, we weren't expecting Champions League, and maybe it would have been a bridge too far for us, but the money would have been absolutely brilliant for us, because I think that would have been Champions League group stages straight away. I don't know what the coefficients are like, actually, so maybe it wouldn't have been, but it's in off the crossbar. Nicholas Flans, 10 goals this season for Nicholas Flans. As much as I've talked on him about how, he either contributes loads or nothing, and that is still definitely a factor. The fact is, contributing 10 goals this season from the lad is actually still extremely good. Kudos getting the ball on the left here. Just a gorgeous ball in. The goalkeeper's mucked it up royally. And what a finish from Flans, in off the crossbar. And we're making this look easy. Why couldn't we do this in the last game? But, if we finish the season with 9 wins and 1 draw in our final 11 games, I'd be very happy with that, because it would give us a real platform to build on for next season. But damn! It's kind of a case of what could have been at that point, but I do think that Europa League... I would have been happy with Europa Conference League at the start of the season, really. So the fact that we're in the Europa League is a massive step above what I expected. And, like I said, the fact that we're actually level... God, give it goal difference, come on! Change the rules now, please! Give us our green kits back and give us Champions League football. Lombardo. Emerson on the right here. Now that the pressure's off, they're actually playing pretty solidly here. Milivojevic. Out wide for Cabrera on the left. Whips it all the way through. Wow, all the way through to Emerson. Emerson's balling again. Oh, it's all the way through. Oh, God. We could have done with a tiny bit of luck like that in the last game. Fidel Coronado makes it Salernitana 0, Sassuolo 3. I guess at the very least we're going to finish with a bang. That is just unfortunate from the defender. My lord. But it all evens out. That's the way I look at it. Marcus Paulo's now hurt himself. So Skov Olsen will be in. Oh, I just realised I could have just played Skov Olsen. I didn't realise. Oh, well. Gave someone else a chance. He's back in. That's a nice ball out wide for Tartaglione. He's done well in a few appearances. It's a good ball through. Max Lebert's stooping header is well saved. Well, It's looking like this game was about as comfortable a performance as you could possibly have asked for, in fairness. I didn't expect it to be as easy as it's been. In fact, we might have a chance for another one. It's Lebert. Can Max Lebert finish off a season with a 4-0? Wow. That is some balls on the kid. Salernitana 0, Sassuolo 4, and Max... These guys are 11th in the league, by the way. They're not some, like, relegation scrapping team. Great work from Skov Olsen bringing this away. They've committed a lot of bodies forward. Max Lebert stays on side, but that is some serious cheekiness. It's only his second goal for the club this season, but that is... I just don't think you would have seen Sigurd Jonsson do something like that, but what a finish from Lebert. At the very least, we have absolutely finished the season in style here, which is very, very nice. We can talk about the what could have beens, but at the end of the day, what has been is an excellent season from us. Salernitana 0, Sassuolo 4, very comfortable in that. Just excellent from every single player on the pitch. Wow, really happy with that. And Lebert gets man of the match with that goal in the end. So there we have it. A full season. 68 points. That's at least 10 more points than I expected from us. And, okay, it is still really quite... It's one of those things where it wouldn't matter to me, but it just kind of does. If we'd have just got a point against Bologna, we'd be in the Champions League. But then I suppose when I sort of look at that on the macro level, what I'm essentially saying there is, instead of getting 9 wins from your last 11 games and a draw, I want you to get 9 wins and 2 draws. It's like I've asked enough of them just to get that from that period of time. So I suppose I can't be too upset, really. I mean, we've... plus 29 goal difference as well. We really have had an extraordinary season in the end, finishing 10 points above Sampdoria, 5 above Cagliari, we finished 4 points above Roma. They beat us 4-0 in the cup at one point, and I was thinking to myself, wow, we are on a downward spiral here, and we've just pulled it out the bag. So happy with that. So, time to take a look at some of our former clubs as well. To the surprise of nobody, Dinamo Zagreb win the league, in fact, by 24 points in the end with just the 4 defeats on the season. Vlade Strikic manages just 13 league goals for them, which is actually surprisingly low, but does end up with the top rating, interestingly. Osasuna have kind of been annoyingly good since Emery took over, if I'm honest. He's done quite a good job. 9th in the league for them this season. Negative goal difference, Unai. Come on, like, you're better than that, bud. As Barcelona reclaimed the title. It's weird that there was that random Villarreal title win in there too, and they managed to scrape 7th this season. So, but Real Sociedad up into 3rd. Fair play. Szeged, once again, they actually must have won something here, right? Maybe they've won the cup? That's pretty impressive if they have. They did. They beat Puskás on penalty, so Szeged, that might be their first ever major trophy. Ermis are promoted back to the top flight in Cyprus, winning the league as champions, so that's nice to see. Something that's less nice is that our man Christos, or Christodoulou Christou, has left. Okay, turns out I was completely wrong about that. Where did I see that he'd left? Am I thinking of a different player? Oh, I was thinking of Grekşo. He was released by Szeged and then just retired. He was good though, right? What happened there? And lastly, Villesta sadly continue their run in the third tier of North Macedonian football now. It's not going too well for them. I mean, the finish to our season really has to say... I mean, we didn't quite get what we may have dreamed of in the very end, but it does give me hope that next season, if we could be consistent for a full year... Obviously, this sort of run of form, we're not going to get that next year. But I feel like it's probably just one of those things where we were just getting some bad luck in some games, and it sort of just all came back to us in one massive chunk. So I feel like it would look less weird if we were sort of consistent like that over the full season. But I think next season, we've definitely got to be aiming for, well, at least where we are, but with the right signings, maybe, and if one of the big boys, like at Napoli, start to drop off a little bit, maybe there's a chance that we could sneak ourselves into the Champions League next year, which would be bloody fantastic. So, if you've enjoyed this season, and I really hope you have, I can't believe how close we actually came in the end, then drop a like on the video. That would be phenomenal. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That would be stupidly good as well. I'll see you guys tomorrow with some special stuff starting on Twitch, so stay tuned for that as well. And also tomorrow night, analysis video. Hello, a Saturday video. Imagine that. So I'll see you guys for that tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.